I think I think my family thinks that um, I'm a doorman because everybody knocks on the door and they expect me to get up and open it when I'm not getting paid to do that. I get no benefit, none. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of doing things with no benefit. I'm tired. You know, I don't know if I should share this. All right, I'll share it. I don't know if y'all can really see, but I'm gonna speak like this so you can't really see. I I like myself a lot. When I say a lot, a lot. And throughout my life, I have had a lot of people to try and make me retract myself or try to make me be smaller. I don't know if that's ever happened to anybody or who has tried to make me become who they want me to become. And throughout the years, I have consistently stuck to, like, you have your foundation of who you are. I've consistently nice body. How do you see my body? Do you speak Portuguese? No, but you can teach me. Um, I've had people try to, y'all go listen to my music. I need to be able to do what I want to do. Go listen to my music. Go listen to Good Feelings. Tell me what you think about it. College tuition. I'm not, it don't matter where I'm at. The lighting is good, okay? Um, and it's RU. But I've had people try to make me be who they want me to be. And it has been a very, 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 very frustrating. Jesus loves you. Turn to him and he will give you salvation. Of course, go listen to Pray For Me. Thank you. I need some salvation to buy gas. Um, but I I've always had a flair for just being myself. Like, I would experiment with with just being different, and how people react to it. And oftentimes when you're not in a creative space, people look at you being different as a threat to who they are, when it's not. Like, you're just different. You should be allowed to be different. Anybody in there ever faced that? Like, you want to be different, you want to be yourself, and people constantly try to make you not be yourself. They constantly try to draw you in. Like, today I went to the store, and the there was a lady at the store, and she was, and I'm guessing because of how she looked, um, she must have been in a same sex relationship, and she was pulling her baby out. And I looked at that and I said, "Oh my God, that's so beautiful," because I think that a child should, the main objective of raising a child should be loving that child and doing what's right for that child, and not based, because you know how many male and female couples like mess up the kids and do all kind of crap. But I believe that, you know, it's about love. Like, who's going to love the child the best, you know? So, but where I come from, where where I where I know people where I know people, they'll look at that and say, "Oh my God," you know, they'll look at that and it'll make them scared. But I think I think differently. You know, I think that the basis of life should be love, not not the basis of raising a child should be love, not who, or like, if a person loves a kid, you know how many kids are in foster care, or like they're being, you know, whatever. It shouldn't matter if it's with whatever. So I looked at that and I said all that to say I've always thought differently. Even as a kid, you know, there was this guy who would be in our neighborhood, and he didn't dress like it, but he was the most flamboyant man you would ever meet in your life. Oh my God. He was a queen. You hear me? And he was my friend. You know, he was my good friend at that. And I looked at that, and oftentimes I think back on him and people like him who have impacted my life, and I've gained strength to be myself. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm covering I don't know if you notice it, but I'm covering the top row of my mouth. And the reason I'm covering the top row of my mouth is because people are judgmental. And the people in my life who I have ride or died for, and been myself with, were people who I could show my top row to, if that makes sense, and they didn't judge me. I remember sitting down with somebody, and they looked at me, and I mean the day was going great. The day was, I mean, it was absolutely fabulous. And I had never shown them my top row in its real original way it is. But they looked at me and they said, "When are you getting your teeth fixed?" And it was that day where I realized, oh, you're a bum. Like, when I say a bum, I mean like you're an asshole, like a big asshole. Like, you're vain. You're not real. You don't understand what it is to truly be human. Um, I remember the first time I willingly showed someone my top row, and what they did was so interesting to me. I'll never forget it. Like, they literally, you ever licked somebody's face? I they licked my face and they said, "Oh, I don't care." It set a baseline for me for what I was going to accept and what I was not going to accept. And when I never even decided to show the real me to this person. And before I ever even got the chance or the courage to show my top row, they scorned me and they didn't even see it. So I said all that to say, well, and they didn't see it, and I would never, after that, I would never even give them a chance to see it, because there was no point. Like, you're superficial, you know. And I know that a lot of men, like, they say men are visual. Men are visual. I would beg to differ, you know, because I've met. Oh, I trust you. Oh, God. I have I have met men in my life, and especially my friends. I've met men in my life who like they understood the difference between being a visual man and being a cruel man and being a man who is like just a real man. Like um my real friends that I've had in my life, my best friend is a man, and he's um he's accepted me and he set a baseline for me on let me hear something. Is you in hear what do you want to speak? um he set a baseline for me for what I knew to accept and not accept in my life. And it has been it has been a blessing for me to know when somebody is real, because with that person, anything I've said about them I could say to them in their face, you know anything. And it is kind of like so I had something to happen, and I started talking mad shit about my best friend. And if my best friend knows me, he'll know that I've said the same thing to him before. And it had nothing to do with like him personally. It was just me talking shit. And he set a baseline for me to know that he was my real friend. Because out of everybody, mm, but that top that top row, being able to show who I truly am to somebody, that's how you know if somebody is down for you. If you could be, I know that there's a line in Fabulous song where he goes, she loves me no matter how chipped my tooth is. When you could say that about a man, like he loves me no matter what. I think about that there's this thing that goes around with this lady who married this man, and his my grandfather singing hymns. Um his his wife got burned in a fire. And when she got burned in the fire, um oh my god, hold on before I go. No. But his wife got burned in the fire, and he didn't leave her. And they went on to have kids together and all of this stuff. Because when you have a when you have when you know somebody, like their soul, something like that wouldn't matter. You'll see it a lot with women, but I think as a society, we have created men to be so superficial that they crave they men crave a woman who is like what they really crave. They crave a woman, right? But the way that they crave her is a way that cannot embody superficiality. Like, would they like truly imagine a man who can't do anything for himself in old age? He's not looking for somebody who is visual. He's looking for a helpmeet. Like, that's exactly what he's looking for. So, and oftentimes men don't get it right until and that has a lot to do with a man having his mother in his life, and after she passes on, then he kind of like realizes that. But I think that when you find a man who is not superficial, who you're able to show your top row to, who you're able to show the real you, who you're able to, like, I don't have on any makeup right now, like not a drop, right? Who you're able to, and trust me, I don't care, because when I beat. But when you're able to show your real self to a man, like no makeup, no eyelashes, no lip gloss, no weave, no none of that, and he, like, he's not just lip servicing you saying, oh, you're beautiful, but when he truly in his heart believes, like, oh my God, this woman is beautiful, you found a man. And trust me, because women we love to do it. It's for ourselves. But when you're able to be yourself, like truly be yourself, and you know if a man is lying or not, you know if he finds you beautiful or not. But when you're able to, he can still sing. When you're able to be yourself, when you're able to show your top row too, you're able to not have to be dolled up all, and that's the only way that he finds you to be beautiful. Because if you want to be dolled up all the time, you could be dolled up all the time. Jesus loves you. Hold on. How do I write back to y'all? Start a poll. Why it doesn't let me write? Hold on. Why doesn't it let me write? It thinks that, all right. Somebody write a message. Like, just say something so I could see why. Welcome to the chat room with a guard your privacy. Let me ask. Did you subscribe to my channel? Okay. But when you're able to show your top row, and I'm gonna say it, show your top row, that's how you know, like, as a woman, it's very it's very difficult to not want to be all dolled up and dressed up and all of that. It's difficult. If you're like I am, I'm like a very extreme person when it comes to that. I like to be super elegant, super dainty, super just, whatever, or I'm not. Like it's like I don't want to just have, like, I feel incomplete with just my makeup done and not my hair, or just my hair done and not my makeup, or my makeup done and not the proper clothes, or just all those three and not. She's like, it has to all be there. So I'm like extreme on that end. And then when it's time to take care of business, like, I don't want anything. Like, I don't want to make up on my hair done. I want to get shit done. So I say all of that to say, like, when you find somebody who can accept you in your duality, because we're all human, you find someone who can accept you in your duality, that's how you know you got somebody real. Like, that's how you know. And I might get a lot of flack for it, but it is what it is. Like, that is how you know you got somebody. But that's how you know that, because you use an eye to beholder, right? So if you're married with kids, husband, blah, 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 it takes a lot of body, right? To live like especially for women. It takes a lot of body. And if you have somebody who has accepted you, I'm gonna call it, you'll know that there will be at any given moment 100 women in your vicinity or within 20 square miles that look better than you. So if you're only with a man who only sees visual beauty as discipline because there could be 120 square miles who look better than you, and you know that, all right, we could look, yeah, yeah, she was amazing, right, honey? Yeah, and that's it. Because if you try to get that, you'll forever, you'll become like the most secure person on the planet. Because you know that, oh my God, I'm not only going to see how I look. And the moment something falls off, like that's a wrap. I just didn't want to let me write back to people. Somebody write something in the chat so I can see. One thing I'm tired of being in this house, you need like $200 a day to go outside. Somebody give me a job, like a scene.